For this chapter, we're not actually studying an organ system. We're going to pause to review and tie together all of the information that we've studied in BI 231, 232, and 233. Now remember, all 11 organ systems work together to maintain homeostasis. Since we've been studying each of the organ systems individually, it's going to be important to see how they work together and apply your knowledge. With this lesson, you're not actually going to be learning a lot of new information. You'll instead be reviewing and learning to apply the information that you already know, or that you already should know. Maybe dusting off some of those cobwebs. Now, we're going to focus on fluids that are inside and around the cells of the body, as well as the electrolyte and pH balance of these fluids. Interestingly, cells and tissues do not directly transport water. So fluid balance is a reflection of control over ion or electrolyte concentrations inside and outside of the cells. So gain and loss of water, electrolytes, and acid or base must be balanced within the body. That's hard to say. Remember, homeostasis is maintaining the internal environment within physiological limits. All things must be maintained within normal limits. Too much or too little can lead to malfunction and or damage to the cells, the tissues, and or the organs within the body. So kind of looking at what we're going to be really focusing on is gain and loss of water, gain and loss of electrolytes, and gain and loss of hydrogen ions and hydroxide ions, or changing pH. So kind of, beginning to think about this. When and where are you losing water? Sweat, urine, feces, tears, respiration. So you're constantly losing water, and this is why water is an essential nutrient. You must ingest water to maintain that balance. And remember, electrolytes are ions that are released through dissociation of inorganic compounds. Examples of electrolytes include sodium ions, potassium ions, chloride, and calcium ions. The list is rather long. The ions in the body are called electrolytes because they conduct electrical current in solution. Remember our discussions from BI 232, nervous tissue. Current, electrical current, is movement of ions. Sodium is a great example of an electrolyte. It's actually the most abundant electrolyte in the extracellular fluid. Now, sodium's actually gotten a really bad rap due to the American diet. We've learned, however, that sodium ions are essential for things like action potentials in neurons, sodium-potassium pumps, and muscle contraction. But so it's essential, but we're also losing sodium. So we've got to balance this sodium loss. On average, we lose about 500 milligrams of sodium ion per day in the urine. So we have to balance this loss with bringing it in. Kind of to put this into perspective, apples and bananas have about 1 milligram of sodium. A carrot has about 42 milligrams of sodium. One slice of bacon has about 137 milligrams of sodium. Surprisingly, I bet you didn't know this, 1 cup of Cheerios without milk has about 213 milligrams of sodium. So, 2 bowls of Cheerios, add your milk on there, and throw a banana on top, you've got your sodium for the day. So what I'm really trying to emphasize here is it's all about balance and homeostasis. We must balance the gain and loss not only for the entire body, but also on a cellular level. We'll be talking about what happens when the fluid, electrolyte, or hydrogen ion balances are disrupted. Now, remember, acid-base balance refers to hydrogen and hydroxide ions. pH is the measure of free hydrogen ions in solution. If the pH gets too high, too basic, or the pH gets too low, acidic, this can denature proteins, including the proteins that make up the enzymes and the structural proteins of the cells and tissues.